the Bible Belt Bros podcast.
All right, Dusty. I feel you're trying too hard now.
I am trying very hard.
You can go back to it, or you can finally find a standardized intro if you want.
Really? Can I
Go for it?
When I worked at AT&T, I used to pre-record your call intros, so you didn't have to say, "Welcome to AT&T. This is Dusty. How can I help you?" It would just replay that automatically, so I wouldn't have to talk for the first minute of the convo.
Yeah, so drive-thrus do that same thing. Welcome to. Are you using your app?
I love that.
And then this dude with a big, deep voice.
Hey, thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
Would you like to order? And then you say, "No, I'm good." Okay, let me know.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
Wait.
Yes. All right, so Dusty,
Sorry.
I'm going on a trip here soon. I might need a ride to the airport.
Oh, good.
I do believe it is your turn.
Uh,
So,
at least you're not asking me to watch your dogs.
Oh, that's true, because only I'm going.
Yeah, so
what you doing next Monday?
Monday? I think I'm busy that day. I think I'm busy.
Well, I might let you off the hook this time then.
Okay.
If you're busy that morning at 4 a.m.
Yeah, surely your wife wants to see you just one last minute before.
Did your wife want to see you last time you left the country? I don't think she did. That's why I took you.
She didn't want to see me at 6 a.m.
Yeah. I don't think mine wants to see me at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
so
that's funny. Oh, 4 a.m. Oh, God. I'll pay for that Uber before I do that.
There you go.
Wait a minute.
No, I don't think I don't have to be there. I'm going to try airport theory.
What's that? Theory?
Show up 15 minutes before your flight and you'll make it. Like you show up to the airport 15 minutes before your flight.
I mean, in Tulsa, I think that's easy.
Right. And I'm going to Wisconsin, so it'll be easy there.
But
too.
you're checking a bag. That's the only
I never check a bag.
thing. Even on a 2-week trip, you're not going to check one?
Why? I can fit everything in my carry-on.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, why don't look at me like that? I'm just saying you have the opportunity.
Why are you making me check a bag, Dusty?
Well, I'm making you check a bag because maybe you'd want to bring more stuff than.
Yeah, you put an extra bag in your bag.
Okay, my God.
But you're allowed 2 carry-ons essentially. A personal bag, which is just I put clothes in my laptop bag too.
Yeah.
And then a carry-on. So I mean, I already get 2 bags.
Yeah.
And I don't like enough people that I want to bring stuff back.
Only packing 2 pairs of underwear, so.
That's right, for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah.
1 towel. No, we need 1 towel.
I don't even need a towel. The hotel will have a towel. But no, I don't actually need you. I just thought I'd give you a little minor heart attack.
It did make me. I mean, I'm a good friend. I would have done it.
Yeah.
And don't change your mind. All right. Both of those things are.
No, my flight I think is at 7. Like I said, I'll probably leave the house about 6. I'll give it 30 minutes to get through security.
I one time tried to fly back from Denver. It was the first flight I thought I was going to miss because my flight was boarding in like 15 minutes when it was starting to board, and I was still at the car rental place because it was one of those, when you book through like Expedia and stuff, and they always give you the car place that's like not
nearby.
And so like I got there super early, but they didn't open, and so I'm like sitting there waiting for like the shuttle. And I get there and they check your bag outside the airport. Yeah. So like I did that and got all the way through, and they hadn't even started boarding yet. I was like, how did I do that? Because I've heard horror stories at places like this.
Airport theory, man. I'm starting to become a believer of it.
Well, you know why? Because the lines are so long because everybody's early to their flights.
Yeah.
If you just wait till that line goes, then you're fine.
Exactly.
So, well, Andrew, today we wanted to talk a little bit about maybe like how churches always sell stuff inside the church.
Yeah.
Or that, like the fundraising, the T-shirts, the merch, all that kind of stuff that we always have in the church lobbies. Like, what would Jesus think about that? I think is what you were kind of.
But before we get to that, do you know what's in Wisconsin?
Cheese.
What else?
The Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame.
Not just the Hall of Fame, but the Packers, right?
Yeah. The Packers.
And you never asked where I'm going, and you're a big Packers fan.
Oh, God. Oh, where are you going? You going to Green Bay?
Well, I am going to take a trip to Green Bay with a Niners flag just to plant it at Lambeau.
Oh, my gosh.
That's right. I am taking a Niners flag. I'm going to plant it at Lambeau.
Are you going to tour Lambeau and just to hide it in there somewhere?
I might. Yeah, I'm going to wear my Brock Purdy jersey when I go.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah, I have. I'm going to be in Appleton, but I'm going to make a trip to Lambeau just to disgrace it.
Yeah, I've never been to a game, in Lambeau, but I have been to the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame back in high school.
Nice.
But yeah,
well, I'll let you know how stupid it is while I'm there.
I'm sure you will.
All right.
I'm sure I'll be getting selfies of you in Niners
snaps.
gear.
Yep.
All right.
I'll be putting the Brock Purdy jersey on Brett Favre's statue for you.
Start photoshopping it all in there.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. Selling stuff in church lobbies. I believe we've said in the past, we kind of come up with ideas as things pop up, right?
Yeah.
And so this was one of those. I was actually at another church and this popped up. Because,
okay. So you're not going to.
Yeah. It's not our church this time. But I could absolutely, well, take that back. I'm going to be pulling our church into it. But here was my issue at this church, right? I get there. It's a big church. It's a mega church, right? I get there and instantly my entire family goes or looks left and there's the cafe. And so they all go over to the cafe where they get their drinks and their breakfast foods and everything. And so my wife follows my family up there, and sure enough, it's essentially a Starbucks in the church, and selling obviously for profit, making money off of everything. Otherwise, my drip coffee wouldn't have been $6. My wife's energy drink thing, whatever it was that they made there, wouldn't have been like $10.
Yeah.
And so I was like, how is Jesus not flipping tables? Because I'm standing in line watching everybody pay. I actually heard one other guy just order a straight drip coffee, and that's how I found out it was $6, something like that. Anyways, I started looking around. I'm like, there is nowhere where there is free drinks anywhere. No free water, no free coffee, no free tea, no free anything. And so I'm like, okay, so this church is literally, if you want a drink, you have to pay for it here. I'm like, this is weird, unless you bring in your own. I was like, this is not the way church should be. Jesus went into the temples where they were selling and started flipping tables. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, they were selling sacrifices to people who didn't bring them. So a little bit different scenario.
Right.
Because people are going in to buy their sacrifice and going to the altar to place make their sacrifice. Obviously, different scenario. Same. In my opinion, same thing though. Essentially, you're making money off of the church. What they did with that money, I don't know. But it's a big church. I imagine it's going to the utility bills, things like that.
Right.
So,
well, I remember being in youth as a kid, and the first time I saw our church in First Baptist doing some sort of bake sale fundraiser in the lobby before church, and I remember walking in going, look at all these sinners. What is going, what are we doing right now? We're cash exchanging in the church? Yeah. That's insane. But I remember that just popping in my head as a youth kid is this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of things that have popped in my head that way that maybe I grow up and I get indoctrinated a different way later, stuff like that. But that was one of the things where to me stood out as why do we have to do this on a Sunday morning? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our church has done bake sales and they do it at the church, but they do it on an off day a lot of times.
Yeah.
Our church they're serving lunch and you can pick your lunch up when you leave. And so there's things like that too. Or the overflow of the bake sale overflows to Sunday morning because, hey, all our people are required to be here by the Lord.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know what I mean? But I think there's a fine line and I think we're closer to it than we probably want to admit.
Oh, absolutely.
But you're right. When Jesus was turning the tables, a lot of it had to do with people were traveling long distances to do a sacrifice and they didn't have one. And then they're being possibly even overcharged.
Yes.
For that to be able to give the sacrifice to the Lord. And so that is a little bit more on the spiritual sickness side of it than it was on just the physical thing of it. There was a quote and I was trying to read it while you were talking, so I wasn't really paying attention to you. But
so you have no idea what I said.
Well, Jesus talked about we turning this into a den of thieves.
Yeah.
And so that quote comes from Jeremiah, and it's basically talking about how people will promise safety because of the Lord's temple. They chant the Lord's temple's here, and crap, they will go in but then their lives don't change, and that's why it was a den of thieves, because they'll go in and be like, we're safe here in the temple, and they'll like take Jesus's blessings, and then they leave and just go back to the same way of living, basically saying that we're not changing our hearts. Pretty much,
Right.
We're not changing our lives. We're just coming here and getting what we want out of it, and then leaving. And that was why it was the den of, because you're going back to just being thieves again.
All right.
We're not.
Look, I just learned something new.
There's a couple problems I'll have with it, and I'm
Yeah.
not even being a devil's advocate. Callback from last week, because it is kind of. I don't know how we want to go into this, but I'll just blurt it out, and then maybe we'll just be all over the place. But so there's a few problems I have with fundraising in the church.
So you're gonna be the controversial one this time.
Are you think it's so cool?
Well, I'm just saying you're just gonna blur it out. That's kind of what I typically
okay.
do.
Okay. Well, I'll start with this. My first problem with we'll start with fundraisers in the church. You're kind of taking advantage of where people are.
Yeah. So you're pulling on heartstrings.
Pulling on maybe a little bit, but it's just like setting up Girl Scout cookies outside of Walmart. Like, it's that kind of vibe of.
That's the easiest place to say no.
Well, yeah, but what I mean is, like, it's also like the easiest way to fundraise is just to go to a place where there's a bunch of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have no competition. You know what I mean? Like,
I kind of see where you're going with that.
So when you sell things in the church that could be sold out of the church, it's kind of a weird vibe.
So that wasn't even my issue with it. Okay, so let's use our church as an example. We have a mission cafe where you can go buy drinks, food, breakfast, all that. But we also have an area where you can go get water, tea, coffee, lemonade,
free
hot
options.
chocolate. You're right. It's free.
Mm-hmm.
We're not, getting you in there and saying this is your only option.
And the church you went to had paid options or a water fountain.
I never even saw a water fountain.
Or sink water. From
Right.
the
I could have
bathroom.
gone to the bathroom, cupped my hands. Those sinks were nice, so I bet that water was probably pretty fresh too.
So you're saying even if there was a free option, it was definitely less. It's like the back room corner where people don't walk.
Yes.
The high traffic areas where the coffee. And I've been to that church that you've been at.
Yes.
With in churches like that, like going to concerts and stuff at bigger churches where their coffee bars open during the intermissions of those bands. So that's how it's also acting on a Sunday morning, And it is kind of a weird vibe because, like, there's two ends, right? One, if people are going to go buy coffee, they're going to go buy Starbucks on their way to church. Then help support but people who are,
I get you.
help support the church and just buy your coffee at the church instead. And we have like good coffee company that's they own a coffee shop that go to our church, and they help do a lot of those things.
As of just last week, we are now sorry, you don't know the date of this. So, but yes, as of recently, they now provide our Sunday morning coffee too.
So I kind of can justify, like, well, yeah, like it's just an opportunity. If you were going to do it, hey, here's another option. Mm-hmm. But we also give all those free options. And so
that's why I don't have an issue with it at our church, because we do provide the free option. Mm-hmm. And even that big church that I'm referencing, they serve a lower demographic area as well. And so you're not forcing people to come in and, maybe put something on a credit card because their kids are like, Mom, Dad, can I have that? Blah, blah. Mm-hmm. At our church, they're at least, hey, here's a free option for you. So,
yeah. So that's your biggest pet peeve with what you saw was there was not the free option.
Right. Yeah. If you offer the free option, I don't have an issue, because then it's a decision. You're not being forced into something. There, if you're thirsty or even hungry, you're being forced into going to their shop or their cafe, whatever.
Well, and those churches start looking more like shopping malls than they look like houses of prayer and worship, because you walk in, you got your bookstore, you got your
So
clothing.
Thanks for bringing this up, because this cafe, as you're waiting in line, you're surrounded with their shelves of merchandise. There's Bibles for sale there. There's books for sale. There's T-shirts. There's coffee cups. There's hats. There's everything, merchandise, material in your face while you're waiting to buy stuff or buy drinks and food. So, yes, they've turned it into a little shopette, essentially.
Right.
And so that actually made me fume even more, the fact that they're selling Bibles there, too.
And
where our church, You don't have a Bible, you go to the guest service counter, they give you one for free.
Right. Well, and it's like, and they're putting them in the high traffic areas
Yes.
as well. They're making people walk through all of this to get to your house.
You're
of
being
worship.
serpentined through these ropes to get to your coffee.
You can't go to quote unquote worship encounter without going through all of these asking for money things to get into there.
Yeah.
And then you got to leave out the same way.
Right. So now let's go back to let's get off that. Stop harping on that. Let's go back to your fundraising thing.
One of the fundraising things that always is funny to me or irks me or whatever is, you get so many letters in the mail for people going on the same mission trips.
Okay, so mission trip fundraising.
So just in general, it just feels like everybody's asking the same people.
Yes.
And so then
to me, it's you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're taking from Sally Joe, who's going on the exact same mission trip that you're going on. And you're asking Sally Joe, hey, come give me money so I can go on this trip. And they're not like, well, I'm going on the same trip. I'm not giving you. I mean, they are saying that in their head.
Yeah.
But.
Well, I'm just like the church in general should be just giving anyway to the church, right? And then for those things. And then, so like those people should be asking other people out. Like,
yes, say it.
I knew a guy. And his business fundraising, his business gaining clients was to go to churches, get their church directories, and start cold calling. That's basically what they're doing when you're fundraising for church stuff. Is they're cold calling the church directory or cold mailing, or cold emailing.
Is there still a church directory?
We don't have one, but there's churches that do that.
Oh, okay.
And so even in our town, there's a lot of churches that have church directories still. But like you can technically go down Planning Center, get everybody, and just get their contacts, send them a message. Get their contacts, send them a message. Copy paste, copy paste. And I've been copy pasted the same thing.
Message, letter, email. Yes.
Copy paste, and I'm getting like 4 or 5 back to back to back to back.
Yes.
And I'm like, you're not even being
truthful about it. Yeah.
You don't even know who you sent this to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You didn't even write this.
You didn't even write it.
You don't know what it says.
Handwritten for you.
Yes.
You didn't even use ChatGPT yourself.
But you ChatGPT this third party.
Yeah, somebody else ChatGPT'd it.
Yeah.
Gave it to you guys to copy paste with your name, and then you all send them to the same people. So like it's things like that. Things like that irk me, because that's kind of what that kind of fundraising is ideally it'd be better to go out, like doing things outside of what your already support is. Like you already have your house churches that will support you. You already have your.
That's what I was trying to get you to say.
Yeah.
Go out, because you started saying outside and then you stopped. And yes.
Oh, yeah.
So when I did, back at, old good First Baptist, went on mission trips, even when I went to, with Emmanuel, went on mission trips, part of the mission trip, in my opinion, is fundraising and going outside of the church and knocking on doors and asking for money, telling them what you're doing, explaining, hey, do you have anything I can do to earn money?
Well, if you think about it, like real world missionaries, they come to the States, and part of their job is to go to church and fundraise, to say their vision, say their dream, say their why. They're not just going to one church to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not going back to their home church and, hey, I need this much more money.
Yeah, they could be hitting 50 churches in a week,
But I'm also I'm going to throw this out there, because I come from the also mindset, insecurity. It's my introvertness, maybe, that anytime I think about going on a mission trip, it has to be something that I can go on and not ask. Like, I'm not going to ask people for money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's probably insecurity, because I've asked for a lot of people for a lot of money my whole life to help me support me do things. And so now I'm like, I just want to go. And it's like, you want to go, and it's really like you personally want to go. You're maybe not called to go or whatever. And so it's like, that should be personal money.
Right.
If I personally want to go, I don't know. It's just,
I get you on that.
It gets
feeling.
to a sticky feeling, but
yeah, I get you on that one. So I would actually separate that from selling like stuff in the church. It is still selling to a degree. Yes. You're selling your services to go on a mission trip. That's not quite it, but yeah, I guess this being more of a church financial talk, I see that. My problem with that is, again, like I said, they should be outside the church. They should be using that as part of, you're literally going to a foreign place to, and I'm not even going to say country because, it could be another state. It's just foreign to you. You're going to a foreign place that's to share the message and to spread the gospel. So why can't you do that in your own hometown while trying to raise money to do that?
Well, we even did the math when we did fireworks stands as a fundraiser, you know, and it was just like the amount of people you have to work at a fireworks stand. If we all just got part-time jobs, we all went and mowed some lawns. If we all went and mowed lawns, we were averaging like $2 to $4 an hour of what it costs to like keep the stand going for having man hours. Plus you have people that have to stay overnight there. And so you just had a lot of like security issues and like all of those things. Like we could all just went and mowed lawns 2 weeks out of the summer, made more money than that each, and give that all back to the, you know what I mean?
Towards the mission trip.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah, to me, fireworks stands were never profitable as how you wanted them to be.
No, but it was a way to go outside of your normal people.
It was.
So
it was. And that's what I was going to say. That actually has a wider outreach because that's, yes, you're prepping for a mission, but you're also serving as a mission where people, unchurched people are coming to you. You should be presenting the gospel.
And now I'm going to contradict myself because the thing with the fireworks stands, it requires a lot more time than it does your money as far as a church person. And I would probably rather just give my money to not have to work at a fireworks stand.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much? I think I told Kyle a fundraiser idea would be like, you know, they have season passes, like prepaying for like all these things. Like, can we have like get out of jail cards that we spy, like these mandatory events that we have to go to as part of the church?
I thought you were actually saying get out of jail where we go bail somebody out.
That too. That was like get out of jail cards where I can say, here's my $50. I don't have to go to this men's event or this women's event or whatever. I can get out of it guilt free, you know?
So I would say just pay double. So if it's a men's event and it's $25, you pay $50, you're out.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah.
That's what
I thought that would be a good fundraiser idea for our church. It's like, hey, get out of this.
Get out of jail.
All the introverts.
I actually like
get
that.
Out of jail free.
I
think that'd be funny because there's like the season passes for those who are extroverts and want to go do stuff. What about those guys that don't want to go to your meetings?
What'd he say to that?
I think he just laughed. I don't think he.
So he didn't take you serious.
No, but I am serious. I think I'll make more money.
I'm gonna bring this up to him.
I
agree. I think it will.
Money.
Yes, but then you're gonna see a lot more events popping up. I bet.
Right. Yeah. They got to use all those cards.
Yeah. Instead of once a quarter, it's gonna be once a week.
Yeah. I just don't go, but then I feel guilty for not going. So if I just had something that didn't feel guilty, bing bong. I think that's great.
So how much would you pay for a get out of mission trip card?
Get out of mission trip?
Yeah. Get out of church event card.
I was talking more about like the men's event or like the whatever, like all the different kind of like not the newcomers lunch, but we just had one that was like the vision
the
night.
Vision Summit.
Yeah. I don't know. I think
few $100.
Probably like do like a pass of it's $400 and get out of 3 events, something like that. I think that would be funny.
Man, that much? I'd say get out of the year of events.
No, I'm thinking like the season pass was like $400.
Oh, was it?
But you're prepaying for a lot of things. You know? So
yeah.
But it's got to be a fundraiser, right? It's still got to be fun. Like, think about it that way. Like the church isn't getting the $25 for the men's event. So
okay, I get you. Okay. It's a fundraiser, so yeah, you should pay more. So say the season pass. I thought it was $200.
It probably was $200. Yeah.
And but if you pay, I would say pay double. So yeah, $400. So.
I think that'd be great.
Or just a la carte it, and you pay double whatever event you don't want to go to.
I think we found out how to earn money on this podcast. If you don't want to listen.
Hey, there we go.
If you want to skip listening to an episode, send us $10.
$10? Come on.
I'll take what we can get, Andrew. Right now we're sponsored by Brahms, and that's only because I get coupons in the mail. So I figured that's what they're sending it for me for.
Does it say Bible Belt Bros? Because if not, it's not a sponsorship.
No, it says Dusty. It's just right. The Dusty Hope right directly.
It's not a sponsorship then.
Okay. I think.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure they're like, you buy 2, get 2 free because of your sponsorship.
All right. What else about church finances irks you?
Well, it's more of like the, I think that's it. I think it's more of the question is like, how far is too far when it comes to like money exchanging in the lobbies? I think that's the question. Is like, I'm not saying that what we're doing or what you even saw is 100% wrong, but I do think that maybe,
or
you know, we talked about in the last episode the elders and the deacons and the qualifications, and one of those was to not have the love of money, right?
Right.
And because, and my hypothesis on that was because you start doing things because it makes money sense and doesn't make, you know what I mean?
So it's your hypothesis, and now we have to test
so
it.
my hypothesis is like maybe some of these churches have people in those decision makings that are like, hey, you know what would be great in the lobby? Charging $8 a coffee and giving $1 to missions. You know, you know what would be great in the lobby is we have our pastor write a book and then we sell that book, you know, in the lobby.
What's crazy is our church sells other pastors' books.
Right. That's why I was like, we're not yelling. Like, if you're listening to us and you go to our church, like, this really isn't all about our church. It's just like
this
stuff we've
not.
seen. We've seen a lot of things.
Matter of fact, I used our church as the example of, you know, what I feel is more acceptable.
Yeah, you're just trying not to get kicked out at this point, but
no, I would love to. Kyle, kick me out.
Kick me out, please. I need the time back to myself. No, but I think there's something to do with maybe some of those. You just got to heart check yourself. Are you making this decision because it makes money sense, or is it like actually helping your believers? And it doesn't necessarily. Stuff can make money sense too.
Yeah,
like, I'm not saying that that's all bad, but I do say that was a qualification of an elder / deacon was to not have the love of money. And a lot of times those people that get in those positions are businessmen. You know, church pastors like to bring successful businessmen onto their church staff or church elders and deacons because they can gain some knowledge from those people, right? Of how to run a business. You know,
I've never been one to really, you know, bite my tongue or
I can see you biting it so bad right now. It's funny. It's so funny.
You brought up
I keep talking to hopefully maybe
you brought up the elder part.
Sorry.
And it's just funny that the person in there in church that runs our mission cafe is an elder.
Well, that's fine. Like those people can run those things, but you know, like sometimes you'd have like, oh, this guy has a successful business, has 20 employees. He would be a great. I get want that. Him in our boardroom meetings, you know. And so maybe that's how we end up with a strip mall that leads us into the house of prayer. You know, like maybe people like that are the reasons why we have some. People outsiders think the church only wants your money. It's like when you give me a free ticket to a football game. Mm-hmm. I still spend like $40 to $60.
Yeah,
like I'm still spending a bunch of money.
You have to buy my beer.
So think about this: you're going to church, you give your tithe and offering. You're still spending another $20, $30, $40 some weeks. You know, like buy one T-shirt that's $30 at our church, and so
it is. You're right,
and you know it's for fundraising, and you know how it's. You're willing to pay it. You're not saying it's not worth the money, but all of that to say, like you can drop $100 easily because you can't just buy myself a hat. I got to buy my wife a hat too because I can't wear the same hat because I sweat stain in my hats and she doesn't.
Well, then you have to have the shirt that matches the hat.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
So I'm that's all I'm saying is that there's probably some of those decisions that are made because it makes good financial sense.
Right. Well, and then so. People thinking church is a business, which it is.
It's a 501c3.
Yep. But also, you know, and people thinking, you know, churches are all just in it for the money, especially when your church, you know, owns half of a shopping complex or owns other businesses in your town. And then all that typically now, like our church, it has owned quite a bit. We don't own as much because you buy and sell assets, and we've just been in a season of selling, but all that goes to support the body of Christ and further our missions. So
we're at a smaller church where you can kind of see where the money's going.
Yes.
At those bigger churches like you were at, it's like the government, like they're like, oh, we got a $2 billion deficit. Don't have a clue where it went.
Exactly.
It's like it's so hard to make sure all that money.
Yeah, and they convolute the financials so much. They intentionally make it difficult to follow the money trail, where you kind of have to be an accountant or have your degree in finance or something where you can follow.
Well, ledgers. And as a former business owner, I've been like a big margins guy. Like some people focus on how much sales you got coming in, but it means nothing if you make margins. And you'll see some of these giving reports from some of these churches, and like, yeah, they gave $1 million, they gave $5 million, $10 million, but that's still like 3% of their gross revenue.
Yeah.
So like
just
they're
a
really
drop in the hat.
this is a drop in the hat. Like, and then, but they gave a ton of money away, but look at all that money that's coming in.
Yes.
You know? So yeah. But anyways, I think there's a fine line, and you just got to be careful with everything. You know, you've got to be careful on why you're making decisions, because sometimes we make it based off of how the world's acting, you know.
Now I'm going to clarify something to try and get myself out of some hot water, because by no means am I calling out the elder in our church who runs our mission cafe. Because I've already said multiple times during this podcast,
I'm going to cut this part out,
that I use them as the example of what to do. Because, yes, we have them selling stuff. All that money goes to mission work. That's why, obviously, you know, after expenses are paid, that's why it's called Mission Cafe. But we also offer free options. So, yes, I am using our church as the example. So don't be trying to twist this, you people.
Don't get it twisted.
All right.
Don't get angry.
Because I will fight with
if
you
in the lobby. If you get angry
at
this point, it's probably on you.
Exactly.
And then we might be right and didn't know it. But you do
Right?
have a love of money issue. Well, thanks for listening, or not if you paid us $10, and we'll see you on the next one.
Take it easy.